In the last 12 months, I've saved up my money and I had an opportunity to buy a very good used car or a very good watch. And I sort of realized something. I thought to myself, I don't need another car. I don't need another watch, but I bought the watch. Now, I don't actually like this watch. I love this watch. And this is not a review, this is actually a love story. I'm going to share something with you guys because this brand is indeed watchmaking's best kept secret. It's an independent watchmaker, it's got its origins back in 1962, and I've got to be honest, the exact second I laid eyes on this watch, I actually fell in love with it. This is a love story. Now this thing cost an arm and a leg, and I really didn't want to spend that much money on a watch this time. And yet I was in the wrong place, no, I was in the right place buying the wrong watch. I know that there's a waiting list of about 14 months to get one of these. And this being so unique and so different and so delicious, I had to have it. Now this brand is from a German independent watchmaker. It's got its origins back in 1962. It's basically a father and son team of specialized watchmakers. Dieter and Dirk Dornbluth. Now the father's been retired for a while, but he occasionally pops his head into the workshop. And this workshop in Germany consists of a very small team of around 9 people. I fell in love with this watch the exact second I saw it, and I've not been able to get it out of my mind. Now this brand is indeed watchmaking's best kept secret, as was so nicely said in Andrew Morgan's Watchfinder video several years ago. And when we talk about handcrafted and hand-finished watches, we think expensive. Actually, we think very expensive, especially the Swiss. And in the scheme of things, all things considered, this watch is an absolute bargain, especially concerning high horology. Now, I recently found myself in Noosa with my wife on holidays, and we had visited Define Watches for several reasons. One, to finally meet Peter and his team, and secondly, I was in the market for a German watch. And I thought, what an opportunity. I'm on holidays here in Queensland. I get a chance to try on as many watches as I can on my wrist to make a decision of what to buy. And with this purchase, I did say I was in the right place buying the wrong watch, because my intent was to go in and... So I recently got rid of my Sinn 556. I said in my State of the Collection video that I was going to give it to my daughter. She didn't want it. What's wrong with these kids? So I ended up putting it on Chrono 24. It sold within minutes, and I thought, look, there's an opening in my watch box. I've got 7 watches. I need to replace one. I didn't go in for this. I didn't even know this existed. I actually went in for either as another Sinn, Muhle Glashutte, or even a Hanhart. I really had my eyes and my heart set on one of those brands. And as soon as I walked into the shop, this caught my attention. And I thought, gee, that's nice, but I'm not here for that, let's move on. This was expensive, so I moved on. And I've got to be honest guys, I must have tried about 20 odd watches on my wrist and I couldn't get this thing here out of my head. We went away, I came back again the next day, went away, came back again the day after that, and for the next 5 days, this thing, I just couldn't get it out of my head. And you see, I've never actually met Peter from Define Watches or his team. This was the first time for me, so it was an opportunity to say hello, meet the crew, brilliant. Wonderful people. You see, for those who don't know the relationship, I met Peter several years ago. I've been just online and through a phone call, and I've been asking, can you send me this German watch? Can you know, I really like the look of that on your website. Can you send it? I just want to review it. The next day it's on my desk, literally. And I really have a lot of respect for Pete. So I wanted to go up there, meet him, meet his wife, all the rest. Wonderful experience, wonderful journey, and it was like walking into for me, it was like a kid walking into a candy shop, honestly. There were so many beautiful watches to look at. Now let's cut to the chase, the bottom line, because after 5 days, I found myself trying to convince myself and my wife why I shouldn't buy this watch. And, you know, my wife said something profound. She really did. She said, why are you trying to convince yourself not to buy this watch? Because all week you've been talking about this incredible Dornbluth, how it makes you feel, blah, 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 blue, blue, blue. And yet, you know what? I've been trying to convince myself and her that, yeah, I really don't need it. I really don't want it. She just turned around and she gets to me, what are you doing? Why are you trying to buy something you don't like? But I know you love Sinn, Muhle and all the rest, but you don't actually, you're not drawn to any of those right now. You're drawn to this. And I said, honey, but it's so expensive. She goes, you've been preaching on your channel, buy what you like. And now you're in a position that something's expensive and you don't want it. She just looked at me and said, just buy it. Just be done with it. I've got a good wife. I've got a very good wife. Now, to all you blokes out there, did you hear that? My wife said, spend money on a watch that you want. I tell you what, that is brilliant. But so is my wife. My wife is brilliant. This is a love story on so many levels, but I know that my wife loves me very much and I love her. She's been the rock in our marriage. Solid, immovable, and an absolute blessing to me. But let's move on. Let's move on to this watch. I'm going to share a few things about it. Before I get onto that beautiful dial, let's check out that movement. The 99.1 is a stunning looking piece. The first thing you notice is that traditional 3/4 plate. Bevel, Geneva stripes, and it's all finished in rose gold. And the beauty of this is all hand applied and hand finished here. If you look a little bit closer, you'll notice yellow gold chatons. They're securely screwed down. They hold those jewels in place perfectly. And of course, proper blued screws. Those crown wheels also finished double sunburst brushing. And that again is all hand done. You've got a delightful hand engraved balance cock, a swan neck regulator which is hand burnished, and even the engraving on the 3/4 plate, it's yellow gold filled. And again, it's done by hand. And everything in here is literally handmade or hand manufactured in their workshop by a small crew, the traditional artisan way. Now that dial is the first thing that caught my attention. It is spectacular. It's an in-house ceramic dial. They normally do brass dials with silver plating and they engrave them, each of the markings out by hand using a specific machine. And for me, this ceramic dial is not only beautiful, but it adds a modern touch and proper innovation, forward thinking. But I especially like the fact that it's done in their workshop. That is so special. Overall, this is just a lovely watch to look at. And that's exactly what I find myself doing. I just look at it. I just observe it, look at the front, look at the back, just take it all in. And, you know, sometimes I take it off my wrist to just wind it, but really it's just to look at it again, just to enjoy its beauty, because the way the light plays from that hand-finished movement in different lighting situations, it just shows the artistry in the way human hands have made this watch. And not because it's a perfect finish, it's not, it's far from it, you know, because it doesn't have a perfect finish. That's the whole point here. It's a handmade, hand-finished watch in the traditional way of watchmaking. And you see the artisan techniques and occasional discrepancy that a human watchmaker would leave. And that's what makes this even more special and even more beautiful, because of that personalized human touch. There's no CNC machines, no robots here, just proper old school artisan craft. I love that. I really do. Trained, specialized watchmakers doing what they do best, making watches. You see, Dornbluth make their own parts in-house on traditional machines. And if they don't have the machine to make a particular part, they use their machine's parts to make a machine to make the part. That's phenomenal. That's the way it used to be done. That is really special. And this is why I love something like this, because this is unique for me in an old-fashioned way with modern touches. And if I had to get them to make this again, I'd be waiting 14 months. Just reading into this company, I believe their newest machine in their workshop is about 40 years old. And their oldest is around 120 years or thereabouts. Old school watchmakers, old school tools, making brand new watches the traditional way. And I've got to tell you, they're really good. They really are. Now, I did say that this is a love story and not a review. I suppose in today's world of automation and production lines churning out countless parts, movements and cases on an hourly rate, it's refreshing to go back to the roots where it all started. To get something handmade, hand-finished specifically for you, because you can actually order what you want, what dial, what handset, what movement, and they'll make it for you. Now, to get something handmade and hand-finished specifically for you, there is of course a wait time, and from my understanding it's around 14 months. Now, I saw this on the shelf. It was literally made a month ago. The second I saw it, guys, I said, I love this watch. I've got to have this. And it just suits perfectly into my collection. And the only difference in the way that these guys make watches as compared to 150 years ago is that today they have electricity. That's it. And I believe that's a statement from the owner. So how can you not fall in love even with a statement like that? Everything's the same as they used to make it, except now they've got electricity. That's pretty cool. Now, because these watches are not automated churned out production line assembly pieces, they also come at a cost. That's a given. But all things considered, when you put things into perspective, I think these are an absolute bargain in the world of higher horology. Now, when people speak of Swiss watchmaking, we think romance. And when we talk about German watchmaking, we think technical innovation and engineering excellence. I mean, it's engineered beautifully, that's a given. But it's also oozing so much romance. Simply from the fact that specialised trained artisans have spent countless man-hours in creating each individualised watch. And not only any watch, but to many, a work of art. And I think it's something like this that makes the watch buying experience even more special. I'm really touched. I really am, guys. This has really spoken to me, and I've had a lot of watches come on my hands throughout the years. This is lovely. This is lovely. So finally, who's this watch for? Well, honestly, if you're far from trying to impress others with what you buy, then this might be the watch for you. Maybe you've got an appreciation for the finer details in life. You value the traditional workflow of a humble company in a small studio somewhere in Germany. Well, then again, a watch like this will spark your interest. But above all, if a watch like this makes you happy, well, then that's all that matters. Because this makes me happy. Thanks for watching.